Hello guys. So let's do some Python file read and file write operations and use Python command line to capture user's input from the terminal window. Alright, so I am in my var.html folder. Inside my virtual box I logged in as a Vagrant user, SSH into Vagrant user using sudo vagrant SSH, and this brought me back to the virtual boxes folder. Then I navigated into var.html folder. And now I can create a file here. And now I can open up that file with my editor. So I'm going to navigate into the desktop. Let's do that together. Desktop, SSL Vagrant, and you'll see that Python file is there. All right, now I can write my Python code. So in order to read in Python or to use raw user input, I have to import system functionality. Import sys. All right, this will bring me raw input from user. So in order to use that, test it out, what I can do, raw input, what is your name? And I'm going to set that into a variable. And now I can do print name and see what that is. I'm going to save this, go to my virtual box, make sure I'm in the right place one more time. There you go. Now I can type python py, what is your name, origin, and it outputs origin. I can just do print welcome origin, and we'll try it one more time. Python, what is your name, origin, welcome origin. All right, so basically you're taking user's input and storing into a variable in here. Now numerical values, it's going to give you an error. So you see that if I do this, and what is your name, if I type number, welcome 1, 2, and 3. However, you cannot do numerical operations, like you cannot add number to number in this case, because it's going to treat that as it's not a number. So if I do one of these things right here, you see that cannot concatenate string to integer object. So you have to pass that into integer to integer. So in this case, you can do string, basically cast that into string. Now, if we do this, you're gonna see that it concatenated two strings together. It didn't add 5 to 3, right? So if I want to do something like that, get this out of here, integer name. Now I'm casting into integer, save it, and go back in here, run it again, 3. This time you'll see that it's adding up the integer values. But it's very similar to JavaScript and so on, so other languages will have similar results. So you should be familiar with this already. All right, this is how you get the user's input from the command line and you store them into variable and user in your code. But more importantly, we're going to try something else. We're going to actually try to write to a file. All right, in order to do that, file, open command in Python, and myfile.txt. All right, so A is for append only. This will append the end of the file, right? If you do W, it's going to overwrite the existing content. That's the difference between them. And then what we're going to do is to f.write. Here's is my text. And of course, we opened it. We have to close this. And you know what we can do is, here's my text, and we can append name to it. How about that? All right, I'm going to save, go to my command line, clear the screen, run the command. What is your name, origin? Hit enter. Now you see we didn't get the response back because we didn't have anything to print. But if I do ls, you'll see that it created a txt file. And I can go to my editor here. All right, I can do file open and find that file, my text, and you'll see that it added that line into the text file. Now let's do something else. Let's go open up this file one more time, change this to W, okay, change this to new line right here, save it over, overwrite it, right? And then go back in here, run the code, Mike. Nothing changed here, no errors, so that's good. I can go to my editor, open the file again, open the text file. Here you'll see that new line. We lost the other line because we used W to overwrite it. Okay, so we know how to write to a file. Let's close this file over here. Keep the Python screen open. And instead of creating it, by the way, I'm going to comment these out line by line like that. I want to read from it, right? So we can still open the file with read, okay? And then we can tell our Python to print what you are reading. So let's see what happens now. We can comment this out because we don't need anything like that. Just save it and run it. And you see that it's reading the first line from Python. All right, it's fairly easy to read and write. And you'll see that there are some other flags that you can use for the file operations, the read, write, and there's X, right, to create the file, and empty file is created and so on. And you can use W again to write only. There is remove from operating system you can use, or delete. There's remove directory options you can use from Python, but these will work only for server-side command line operations. All right, so this is how you read, write, and expect and store users' input from Python command line. All right, I'm going to see you in the next video for Ruby.